This being D23, it seemed like you might want some new information. And you might want to hear about 3 new shows we're doing for Disney+. So let's reveal the first one. Moon Knight, a new action-adventure series coming to Disney+, a very famous Marvel character for many years. Mark Spector, he was a mercenary. He was left for dead in the Egyptian desert, and he now may or may not be infused with powers from Khonshu, the moon god, or he might just be crazy. It is something very unique and exciting for us. Miss Marvel, Camilla Khan, Muslim Pakistani teenager from Jersey City, is coming to the MCU. It is remarkably exciting for us. You will meet her in her Disney Plus series, and then you will see her in our films. She-Hulk, coming to Disney Plus. Bruce Banner is no longer the only Hulk in the MCU. Jennifer Walters is a Hulk. She's a lawyer, and she's going to star in a show unlike anything we've done before. This is what Disney Plus is doing for the MCU. It is growing it, it is expanding it. Thank you so much. That's what we've got. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. This is going to be my video for all the big announcements on the Marvel Phase 4 series and the movie spin-offs that are going to be happening the next couple of years. We're finally getting Moon Knight. So many of you have been asking for that in the comments on all these videos for so long. It's only the tip of the iceberg. He even talked about which characters would show up in Avengers 5 on the new Avengers roster. So we'll break it down, and there is a deal going on for Disney Plus right now, so I'll do a giveaway for signups for that. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite new Marvel Phase 4 series they announced on the video. I know you're all asking for Spider-Man, MCU, Marvel, Sony updates. I'll talk about that at the end of the video too. I've already done a couple Spider-Man videos with all the information that we have right now, but it's changing day to day. So if we hear more big news about it, things change, don't worry, I will cover it in a video. But breaking this all down top 9 style, starting with What If. Marvel What If is going to be 23 episodes long, 1 episode for every single MCU Marvel movie. They didn't say how many seasons it's going to run for, and if they'll do more What If episodes for future MCU movies, but I assumed that they will, but they didn't say whether it was going to happen every year, because 23 episodes is a full season of television, so they might break those episodes up and air them in a couple different blocks, because we also found out that they'll be airing all the Marvel series episodes weekly on Disney Plus, instead of dropping them all at once Netflix style. During the What If footage preview, they had zombie Captain America fighting Winter Soldier, or fighting Bucky, I should say, because it was all happening during 1942. Peggy Carter getting the Super Soldier Serum. I've talked about this before. They showed off a Comic-Con teaser. The new stuff at D23 was a little bit different, a little more complete. But because Peggy Carter is British, as a lot of you have suspected, a lot of you figured this out a while ago, they'll actually call her Captain Britain. So we are getting Captain Britain in a Marvel production, just not the way you would expect. They also had footage of skinny Steve Rogers in a World War II tank-looking Iron Man armor developed by Howard Stark. It was about as big as the Ironmonger suit. There was a version of T'Challa that they showed off that looked like Star-Lord, as if he'll be the person who has the father from another planet, and he'll get that Star-Lord backstory. Number 8, Falcon and Winter Soldier had a big preview. They confirmed that Sharon Carter, Agent 13, is coming to that series. They didn't say exactly what she'd be doing, but she'll be in all the episodes. Baron Zemo is going to be the main villain. They also said that they're doing John Walker, U.S. Agent from the comics. Number 7, Scarlet Witch and Vision got a really big preview. They actually have this special concept art too, confirming that they're basing it on the Tom King Vision run. So if you haven't read that, rush out and read it, because that series is all about what happens when Vision constructs himself a nuclear family. And spoiler warning, things do not go well. So obviously this TV version is going to be a little bit different because Vision is dead. But if you look over on the left side of this frame here in the preview, you see a shadow of Scarlet Witch with her special tiara from the comics. She's wearing the full-blown Scarlet Witch comic book costume, and Vision with a little light shining through his forehead where the Mind Stone used to be. They confirmed that Darcy from the Thor movies is going to cross over and be part of the series, and Monica Rambeau, but they didn't say what they would be doing on the series. They also announced Kathryn Hahn, the actress, will be playing their nosy neighbor that just pokes into their business when things get really weird. Here's the big change though. A lot of you have suspected about this because Scarlet Witch has reality warping powers in the comics, and Vision is dead in present day. They haven't brought him back yet. So what'll probably wind up happening is the twist on the Tom King story is that Scarlet Witch will be the one to construct this family with Vision for herself, and this is what it winds up looking like. She just creates this artificial reality And that's how it crosses over with Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. Because remember, Scarlet Witch is going to cross over into that movie herself, and the plot of Scarlet Witch and Vision, the Wandavision TV show, will directly influence what happens during the Doctor Strange sequel. And I almost forgot too, Randall Park's Jimmy Woo character from Ant-Man and the Wasp, that funny FBI agent, he's also going to be on the WandaVision TV show too. Probably doing the same thing, just checking in on them, say like, why is all this weird stuff happening here? Oh, Scarlet Witch is warping reality. Number 6, they talked about new teams that are going to show up in the movies and the TV shows eventually. So you have the Ultimates. They basically confirmed, I don't know when they're going to do Blue Marvel at some point, but they're doing Monica Rambeau. It'll all probably have something to do with the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene with Nick Fury on the Sword space station. They're going to have more cosmic threats to handle, so that's why that team will come together. They might put together a new version of the Defenders through Doctor Strange, and I'm talking about classic comic book Defenders. We all know that they're going to do Thunderbolts at some point. Falcon, Winter Soldier, putting a team together with Baron Zemo. You have the Ghost character. You have Yelena Belova coming out of the Black Widow movie, who's sort of the new version of Black Widow since our version of Nat died during Endgame. Then there's the Illuminati. Eventually, once you get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four characters in, it'll take a while to get to Illuminati, but you basically have all the original members from the comics now under the Marvel tent. We'll have the Fantastic Four, pretty straightforward, just the classic roster. The X-Men, pretty straightforward as well. The Young Avengers, maybe they'll call it the Champions if they don't want to dilute the Avengers brand. Then you have the New Avengers, and big surprise, Kevin Feige confirming that Kit Harington's Black Knight will show up on a future Avengers roster.
He's a really amazing actor, and this part came up in the Eternals film that we're doing. We were so happy when he agreed to join, and it is a part that could perhaps grow into something else in the future.
So number 5, Kit Harington's Black Knight joining Avengers 5. He was a big Avengers character in the 1960s Avengers comics. He teamed up with them a whole bunch of times, and he was a longtime love interest of the Cersei Eternals character through the 80s. The Eternals movie will take place in the distant past when they were created through flashbacks, and then in present day as well. So there will be Eternals walking around on Avengers teams in the future. But I was kind of surprised when he started talking about Kit Harington coming back for quote-unquote other things, meaning obviously bigger Avengers-level things. Number 4, the big Moon Knight reveal. Everybody freaking out about this, probably more than any of the other new series. Love Kevin Feige's intro. Does he have powers, or is he just crazy? He has multiple personality disorder in the comics. This panel is a really good example of what that looks like on screen. They'll probably use it for a little bit of comedy, but he's mostly known for being a Marvel Knights series, so he can get pretty hardcore. Think of it as being more in the tone of the Daredevil Netflix series. So the Daredevil character could show back up during that because it's going to be a couple years before we get there, so the Netflix cooling off period will be done and they can use those Netflix characters again. Here on the expanded Phase 4 schedule they released, it's on the timeline after the Hawkeye and the Miss Marvel series. That means it's probably going to be coming out spring 2022, right around Black Panther 2. So early theory, because all the TV shows are being released with the movies that they're crossing over with, that Black Panther 2's plot will have something to do that helps set up the Moon Knight series. We also found out that they're probably going to do Werewolf by Night on the Moon Knight series because the Moon Knight character originated in the Werewolf by Night comics, so it makes sense that he would also show up on the series. Because they're going full-blown werewolf, they're doing Blade, so don't be surprised if the Moon Knight character crosses over with the Blade movie, or if the Blade movie happens right after the Moon Knight series, and that's the movie that it's crossing over with. Number 3, there was the Miss Marvel series they announced. It's supposed to take place in present day after Avengers Endgame, like everybody assumed. She'll also appear in the Captain Marvel sequel, which confirms that at least part of that movie is going to take place in present day instead of just being another 90s period piece. They didn't say how they're going to change Kamala Khan's backstory or how her powers are going to work on the show, because nowhere in any of these announcements the last couple of months has there been any talk of Inhumans, and Kamala Khan is an Inhuman in the comics. That's how she gets her powers, through the Terrigen Mist, and she just takes the name Miss Marvel because she admires the Captain Marvel character. Kevin Feige has only been talking about mutants, the X-Men, Deadpool characters, so they might just say MCU Kamala Khan is a mutant with the X gene. Her ability to embiggen her limbs and even grow really tall is kind of cartoonish, so I don't know how they're going to alter that for live action so that it's not quite so silly, but it's wide open to theory crafting. Obviously, she would also cross over to whatever Young Avengers or Champions team up that they do. Number 2, there was the She-Hulk TV show they announced is happening right after Moon Knight, confirming my theory that Marvel can use the Hulk characters on TV because Universal still holds some of the movie rights, making it really difficult for them to do a solo Hulk movie. Mark Ruffalo was tweeting about it, so yes, I totally expect him to appear on that She-Hulk series to sort of set it up. Obviously, they have to explain her origin story, which will probably happen on the TV series, and will have to involve something with Bruce Banner Hulk. Also, pretty solid bet that she's going to wind up on the next Avengers roster in Avengers 5, just because she's powerful enough and she's a good stand-in for Bruce Banner Hulk if he takes a more background cameo role in future movies. In number 1, big Spider-Man update. It's like Spider-Man Watch here. Every day there's a new rumor about what's going on between Marvel and Sony over the fate of Spider-Man in the MCU. I already did a video about those clips that Tom Holland and Kevin Feige released, them talking about eulogizing the character. It was a fun run, we had 5 films, we told the story we wanted to. Whether or not you believe that, because they're being very political during their speech there, because conversations between Sony and Marvel are ongoing, and neither side wants to cede any ground or give the other side a big bargaining advantage, so that's why everybody is saying really weird stuff, making it sound like everything is over. So when we hear more real information about that, I will do new updates. But there were some rumors about him signing a 7-picture deal, being back in the MCU. That's all false. There's still a lot of bad blood between the two parties, but they will come back to the table eventually, so don't freak out too much. Congratulations, Ahmad Gamer. You're the giveaway winner from my last big Marvel video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Everybody click here to learn what's going on with the Spider-Man character in the MCU, and click here for my breakdown of the Black Widow footage in the Marvel Phase 4 trailer from this past weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.